Hello and welcome. Today we're going to dive into one of Python's most specialized data structures, the set. Honestly, it's kind of a secret weapon that, once you get the hang of it, can make your code so much faster and cleaner.
But first, to really appreciate what makes sets so special, let's start with the tool you probably already know and love, the good old dictionary. We're going to put it to the test.
Okay, so imagine we're building a Scrabble app. A really core feature is looking up letter scores, right? We could store this data in a dictionary, which is pretty much perfect for mapping keys, in this case the letters, to their values, which are the scores.
Now, what if we tried to do this with lists instead? One list for letters and another for scores. Well, we'd run into a problem. To find the score for any letter, you'd have to search that entire list of letters just to find its position. And when you do that 6 million times, it takes a noticeable 2.2 seconds.
But with a dictionary, the lookup is almost instant. Python just goes directly to the key, the letter, and grabs its value. The same 6 million lookups, it takes just over half a second. It's not even a contest.
I mean, that's a 4 times speed up. This is a perfect example of how choosing the right data structure isn't just some small, nerdy optimization. It can have a massive impact on your code's performance.
So, okay, we've seen that dictionaries are fantastic for that key value data. But what happens when you don't actually need the value part? What if you only care about the keys themselves?
This is where we need a different kind of tool, right? What if you're just tracking which unique users have visited a website, or what unique words are in a document? In those cases, you don't need a value, you just need a collection of unique items.
And this is where we meet the specialist, the tool designed for this exact job, the Python set. It basically takes that concept of unique keys from dictionaries and turns it into its own powerful tool.
To put it simply, a set is a collection where every single item has to be unique, and the order of those items doesn't matter one bit. You can just think of it like a bag of unique things.
And this right here is the magic of a set in action. If you feed it a string like abracadabra, it just automatically discards all the duplicate letters, leaving you with only the unique ones. It's effortless deduplication.
So let's lock in these 3 key properties. First, they're unordered. You can't ask for the first or last item. Second, they absolutely enforce uniqueness. Duplicates are just not allowed. And third, the items inside a set have to be immutable, which just means they can't be changed after they're created. That's why numbers, strings, and tuples are fine, but you can't put a list or another dictionary inside a set.
Okay, now here's a classic trip-up for new Python programmers. Because both dictionaries and sets use those curly braces, you might think an empty pair of them creates an empty set, but it doesn't. It actually creates an empty dictionary. To make an empty set, you have to explicitly use the set function. Remember that one.
All right, so we can store unique items. That's cool. But where sets really become a superpower is when you start performing these high-speed mathematical operations to compare entire collections all at once.
I mean, just look at how clean this is. With a single union command, you can merge 2 sets, and it automatically handles keeping only the unique items. Or what if you want to find out what's common between 2 collections? The intersection command gives you the answer instantly. This is incredibly efficient for tasks like finding common friends between 2 users or shared ingredients between recipes. These operations aren't just elegant, they are lightning fast.
So let's just pull back for a second and look at our toolkit. We've got these 2 powerful unordered data structures. The question is, when do you reach for the dictionary, and when is a set the right tool for the job?
Well, here's the cheat sheet. Do you need to associate a key with a value, like a word and its definition? Use a dictionary. Do you just need to store a collection of unique items and maybe compare it to another collection? That is a job for a set. They're both built for speed, but they solve different problems.
At the end of the day, being a great programmer isn't just about making your code work. It's about making it work elegantly and efficiently. It's about understanding the problem you're trying to solve and picking the most specialized tool from your belt. So now that you have the set in your toolkit, what problems will you solve next?